What is your full name?
Alan Grayson,
Where are you from?
Jackson, Michigan.
How old were you on September 11th, 2001?
Probably around 33.
What do you recall about life before 9/11?
It's probably a little bit more simple, easier to travel, less stress as far as worries about society.
Were you scared of being attacked by terrorists before 9/11?
No,
Why?
it just hadn't really been anything we thought of here in the U.S. I mean, things like that happen elsewhere, other countries.
How did you find out about the attacks? What were you doing at the time?
I was working at Championship Auto Racing Teams in Troy, Michigan. Uh, I was in my office, and then a couple of people came over because we typically had televisions in our lobby, and we had broadcast of sporting events, ESPN, and so they had flashed over to a news broadcast saying that there was plane that hit the towers in New York City. So when somebody told me about it and my coworkers in my office, we're like, how does that happen? How do you run into a large building like that?
What were your first feelings/emotions when you heard about the attacks?
Kind of shocked, surprised, just kind of numb. It was very, very shocking.
Was there a difference in your reaction when you heard about the first plane than the second plane?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the first one just seems like, hearing about it was more of an accident. It just happened. And then, after we heard about the first, we went to the lobby just to kind of witness it, just to see what happened. And then shortly after we got there, they showed live coverage of that additional plane actually hitting the tower. So at that point, you knew it was something possibly really real and intentional.
How were the people around you reacting?
In shock. Many were just in awe. Some were crying. Just definitely worried, concerned.
Were you afraid for your safety or the safety of your family?
Not so much. I mean, again, it was just more of a shock just to see something like that happen, but it didn't seem like imminent danger for us here in this part of Michigan, just because it happened. It was happening in New York, so it's like I didn't really know anybody in that area, but as far as like it was happening there, not here. So, but to the extent what could happen, you just never know.
How did you how did expecting a new child impact you during the 9/11 attacks?
I guess it was a matter of just kind of wondering, what life could be, to bring a new child in to a society like this. After that day, you just never knew what was going to happen, if things would be much, much worse as, for life as we know it. So definitely concerned, worried.
Were you personally connected to anyone in the towers, Pentagon, or planes?
No, I didn't know of anyone, but my sister called me a short while after because she had did a internship just a year prior at the American Express building, and so she was telling me that that particular building that got the planes ran into was actually around the area that we were kind of taking pictures along the bridge that connected the two towers, and so she was like, yeah, if I would have taken that internship and that particular job, she possibly would have been there.
What do you remember about the nation and its leaders coming together in the days following September 11th?
Just wide coverage on the news, CNN, all the major news broadcasts, as far as you know, doing investigations, wondering what happened, the possible leads, as far as who could have done it. A lot of speculation at that time.
How have the additional security measures at airports made you feel?
I'm actually for it, even still today. I mean, I wish they would almost do it in some of the larger arenas, like sporting arenas, because I do feel that, based on the way the nation's changed, we should always kind of be at more of a higher alert. But, immediately for airports, I don't mind it. I mean, I don't travel that often, but, I'm actually all for it as long, as if they're doing their job in the proper manner.
Do you believe that terrorism can be defeated?
No, not actually.
Okay.
I just think it's so broad. I mean, whether it be within our nation or outside of our nation. I mean, as far as like people have their need to create chaos, and so you never know or when or where it's going to happen. So with all the people in the world, you can't stop every moment, every person. So I just don't think it's going to be defeated, because at this point, we still have as many people in the U.S. creating, terrorism acts as we do people outside of our country. So it's way too broad.
How has 9/11 changed you?
I think overall, I just am more alert to my surroundings.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.